Now to this story. Whistleblower Babita Deokaran was gunned down outside her home a year ago today. Of course, you'll remember we were in the grips of the COVID-19 pandemic. Deokaran, at that time, was lifting the lid on corruption in the Gauteng Health Department, specifically what was going on at Tembisa Hospital. Millions of rands was being siphoned off. Now, her family was at the scene where she was killed this morning. Tonight, a memorial service will be held in her honor. I'm joined now by Heidi Giokos. Heidi, good evening. Just talk to me about what's going to happen tonight and some of the thoughts and conversations you've been having about Babita Deokaran.
Yes, Sally, so at around 6 o'clock this evening, there's going to be a memorial service for Babita Deokaran. Today marks exactly a year that she was gunned down outside her home in the south of Johannesburg after she had dropped off her daughter at school. She was waiting for the gate to open when a gunman approached and shot her 12 times. Her family saying that she had no way to survive it because of the way the vehicle stopped in front of her and how almost violent the gunmen were. Why specifically Babita Deokaran? She was working for Gauteng Health and she was investigating a number of tenders that had been awarded and issued that were very questionable, amounting to millions of rands. Basically a whistleblower. What's even more alarming here is the fact that she had indicated that she fears for her life. She had told her seniors that she was worried about the investigations that were unfolding and the information that was coming out, and she was basically fearing for her life. But I think let's get more perspective about what we can expect today, but also the important role that whistleblowers play. We are joined by Tsidiso Tsipanye, who is the former CEO of the Human Rights Commission. Thank you so much for your time. We do appreciate it.
Thank you.
Let's just start off with the importance of today. And many would say it's a year on, but nothing has really happened. As much as the hitmen have been arrested and are facing, the courts at this stage, many are saying that the mastermind has not been found, and the family just wants answers and justice.
Yes, I mean, today we're here to commemorate, the 1-year anniversary of the killing of Babita, a whistleblower, who was playing a major role in exposing corruption in the Department of Health in this country. At the same time, we were also calling out to South Africans to stand up and ensure that whistleblowers are better protecting our country, because we need them to expose corruption and wrongdoing in our country.
I want us to speak about the important role that whistleblowers play, because many are looking at situations like Babita Deokaran and other whistleblowers who have fled the country, are currently in hiding. And this, of course, creates a worrying picture, because if people see corruption, they obviously feel like, I don't want to speak out because I might lose my life or I might have to be in hiding forever. And it just seems as though our government's not really understanding the importance of whistleblowers.
It is a real pity because, corruption constitutes one of the biggest threats to our democracy and our country. We're losing billions of rands in a year, which could have been used, to provide for housing, education, and so forth. And therefore, whistleblowers play a very important role in this regard. They're basically defenders of our democracy, and they must stop being treated as villains. And therefore, we really call upon government to really reflect seriously about this, that if there is indeed commitment to democracy, commitment to clean governance, commitment to fighting corruption, we need to protect whistleblowers in a much better way than we're doing. And it's actually therefore quite unfortunate that a year later, after the killing of Babita, nothing really much has happened.
Her family has said that they don't want to believe the fact that she died in vain and that she died for South Africans. But at the end of the day, when you look at how slow this case is going, and the presidency coming out and saying that they are shocked at the slow progress of this case, surely they have the powers to progress this and to really fast-track investigations when it comes to corruption, especially around COVID-19, because it was at the peak of COVID-19, there was a lot going on, and people obviously took advantage of that.
The government and the president have enough power to act, and that's why we're here today to make sure that Babita's death, as well as the suffering of many other whistleblowers, is not in vain. And that's why we're calling out to South Africans today at 6 o'clock to light a candle to remember Babita's death, as well as the efforts of many other whistleblowers who are very crucial in saving our country. You can just think about it. Had it not been of whistleblowers, we would not have known through the Zondo Commission what's happening in our country.
Great. Great. Thank you so much for your time. We do appreciate it. That's Tsidiso Tsipanya, who is the former CEO of the Human Rights Commission, Sally, and I think it puts into perspective about the important role that whistleblowers play in this country. And if you think about what was spoken about during the Zondo report, where he says South Africans are indebted to whistleblowers because if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't understand the extent of state capture. And her family is just saying that, you know, she didn't die in vain, and she was brave and courageous because she decided to speak out when it perhaps wasn't popular, and she sadly lost her life because of that. But hopefully, you know, something will come out of this, and we know that the case resumes tomorrow. I think it's pre-trial tomorrow, so we'll just have to wait and see what happens. But the memorial will begin at 6 o'clock. Her family has arrived.
All right. Thank you so much for giving us that update. That is Heidi Giokos.